Hi everybody, how are you? I hope everyone is safe, happy, and healthy. We've been asked to do a little bit of children's time today and tell some stories about some of the things that have amazed me over the years. I've been blessed and fortunate enough to travel a lot. These are some of the things that I've acquired in my travels. I was First time I traveled, I was probably 9 months old. I went to Venezuela to visit my father's family, then my abuelos, tias, tios, primos. When I was in high school, I took a trip and I hiked 60 miles of the Appalachian Trail, which runs from Georgia up through Maine. I did a small portion of it from southern Vermont all the way up to Rutland, and we called that Visions of the Wilderness. And this was one of the items that one of the things that I got from that. After college, or after high school, I went back to Venezuela a few times, and I got some of these native pots and indigenous pottery from Venezuela. And I also had a chance to live in Spain for about 6 months while I was in college, and really immerse myself in the culture and food and language, and just getting to know a lot of the people. Most recently, Crystal and I went to China. We went and we hiked the Great Wall. There's a portion of it right there, and it runs over 3,000 miles from the north to the south. And one of the things that we received, or that we purchased, was one of these jade generational balls. So if you take a look at this, this is 5 separate balls inside each other with no break in the outer ball, which means that this was a solid block of jade, and the artist had to carve the first ball, make it loose, then the second ball, make it loose, and the third ball. And this is designed, and this is supposed to represent 4 generations of family. So for us, that would be Grandma Julie, my parents, me, and the kids. So that would be 4 generations. And then in China, we learned about how they're very into balance, and everything has to have balance. They call it feng shui. So if you were to look closely at this, you would see a dragon and a phoenix, everything in balance. One of the things that I've noticed in my times traveling is no matter where we go, no matter who we see, cultures are different, language is different, food is different. Sometimes people drive on different sides of the road. But the more I see the differences, the more I see how similar we are. When you land in a foreign country, you embrace the people that you're there to see, or that are there to see you. You go, and usually the first thing you do is you have a big meal with them, and you usually thank the Lord for safe arrival, safe return, for everybody being together. And then you sit around and you tell stories about ancestors and things that you want to do, and different things that are coming up, and people that you want to see. One of the things that has amazed me the most, especially in the last 10 years, is no matter where I go, no matter who I see, if I'm sitting in an airport waiting to pick someone up, if I'm traveling to an airport in another country, another continent, the one thing that I think that I see most often is, as soon as people get off the plane, they hug each other. I think that's the single most universal action in the world, in my opinion, is a hug. That's been the hardest part for me during this whole COVID-19, because I can't hug my grandma, I can't hug my parents, and luckily I can hug my kids. But the single biggest action, no matter where you go in this world, is being able to hug somebody. So when this is all over, I want everybody to make sure that you hug each other, and tell each other how much you love each other. Mark Twain had a quote, or said it best, when he said that travel is the antidote to bigotry and closed-mindedness. So that's what has most affected me. I would say that's probably a gift that my parents gave me, was the gift of travel, or a gypsy soul, as I sometimes call it, is wanting to go see as much of the world as I possibly can, and taking advantage of the world that we live in Vermont. It's so beautiful. We get 4 different seasons, and experiencing and enjoying each of those seasons, even if it's just a staycation.